So, a Gallup poll recently showed that 79% of Americans actually think immigration is a good thing and good for the country, which is a complete 180 from what everybody was talking about with MAGA Republicans and Trump's voters talking about mass deportation and wanting to get everybody out, violent criminals and offenders. However, when the crackdowns actually started happening and schools, workplaces, started being raided by ICE, people getting snatched up off the street, being thrown into unmarked vans by agents covering their faces and wearing masks and failing and refusing to identify themselves. Once all of that stuff started being publicized and people started to see the actual tactics that this administration was taking and the lengths they were going to rip people up off the streets and send them anywhere with the blessing of the Supreme Court, now people are like, hold on, this is a little crazy. You even have Joe Rogan saying, oh, this is what I voted for. Yes, it is what you voted. This is what you voted for, bro. When you start putting faces to these policies and seeing how people are actually being treated, not that person, Steve Scalise, stepping in for this stand-up citizen from Iran, a lady who has American children, who's married to an American citizen. Once you start seeing everyday people who you know are hard workers, people you personally know being affected, then that's when it's an issue. But when it's everybody else, no. But when it's the lady who cleans my house, when it's the mechanic who fixes my car, when it's the guy who works for my roofing company or my construction company because I'm a luxury home builder and I hire cheap migrant labor, right? When it's the person who does my landscaping and cuts my grass, right? Like when it starts being those people, oh, it's my kids' it's my the daycare worker at the daycare. When it starts affecting your life, that's when Republicans start to care. But we all were telling them this at the very beginning when all of this started. You cannot mass deport violent criminals because there are not violent criminals to mass deport in this country to the levels and the quota that the Trump administration is trying to reach. Like, honestly, what did they say? 1 million violent criminals every year? You guys should have checked what their definition of a criminal was, because I will remind you right here in this clip.
If you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal. And so therefore, you are subject to deportation.
Yeah. So if you crossed over the border 20, 30 years ago and you worked, you paid taxes, and you never became a U.S. citizen, you're still considered a criminal to them. And if they find you, they will deport you.